10 characteristics of the Antichrist. Well, there are more than 10. These are the most obvious to me. Number 1, he claims to be God and is worshipped. Don't let anyone deceive you in any way, for that day will not come until a rebellion occurs and the man of lawlessness is revealed, the man doomed to destruction. He will oppose and will exalt himself over everything that is called God or is worshipped, so that he sets himself up in God's temple, proclaiming himself to be God. That's out of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verses 3 through 4. Number 2, he will blaspheme God. Revelation 13:6 says, and he will open his mouth and blasphemes against God, and blaspheme his name and his tabernacle, that is, those who dwell in heaven. Number 3, he will display miraculous powers. Revelation 13, as he performs great signs, even causing fire to come down from heaven to the earth in full view of the people. Number 4, the Antichrist comes back to life. He then ordered them to set up an image in honor of the beast who was wounded by a sword and yet lived. That's out of Revelation 13, verse 14. What a feat that will cause many break. What a feat that will cause many to be motivated by the sight of this fatal wound that had been healed. So much so that many will worship him. Revelation 13:12. 5, the Antichrist rules in full authority. For 3.5 years, he was given authority over every tribe, people, language, and nation. Revelation chapter 13, verse 5 and 7. Number 6, the Antichrist will control the world's economy, force all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hands or on their foreheads, so that they could not buy or sell unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of his name. Number 7, the Antichrist desecrates God's temple. Jesus says, therefore, when you see the abomination of desolation spoken by Daniel the prophet standing in the holy place, whoever reads, let him understand. Then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains. Let him who is on a housetop go down and take everything out of his house. Let him who is in the field not to break, and let break. And let him who is in the field not to back to get break. And let him who is in the field not go back to get his clothes. But woe to those, Jesus says, who are pregnant, and to those who are nursing babies in those days. And pray that your flight may not be in winter or on the Sabbath. For then there will be great tribulation, such as not been seen since the beginning of the world until this time, nor ever shall it be. break, nor ever shall be. Break. Matthew chapter 24, verses 15 through 21. The Antichrist attempts destruction of Israel. Satan and all those under his rule have always sought the destruction of the Jews. The end times see this brought to fruition. In Daniel chapter 11, verses 40 through 41, it says, "And at the time of the end shall the king of the south push at him, and the king of the north shall come against him like a whirlwind, with chariots, and with horsemen, and with many ships. And he shall enter into the countries, and shall overflow and pass over. He shall enter also into the glorious land, Jerusalem, and many shall be overthrown. But these shall escape out of his hands, even and Moab, and the chief of the children of Ammon." This happens after another treaty is broken. At first he promised to help be Jerusalem's savior. At first he promised to help and be Jerusalem's savior. But he, as always, is a liar, and the truth is not in him. Daniel chapter 9, verse 27. He breaks one treaty after another and makes one promise after another, breaking them all. It is obvious that his power comes from the father of lies, the devil. Number 9. Antichrist causes Earth's armies to fight against Christ. It says in Revelation, "He saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to wage war against the rider of the horse and his armies." Revelation 19, verse 19. And finally, number 10, the final destiny in the lake of fire. "And I saw the beast, the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him who sat on the horse and against his armies. Then the beast was captured, and with him the false prophet who worked signs in his presence, by which he deceived those who received the mark of the beast and those who worshipped his image. These were cast alive into the lake of fire with brimstone." Disclaimer about this entire reading. This reading came from an adapted document from the website whatchristianswanttoknow.com from Harvest Bible Chapel, September 15th through 16th, 2017. He that has an ear, let him hear.